Good afternoon, YouTube. So this is my Fenix LD02. I guess this is the original version of this flashlight that I picked up a little over 6 years ago, and it's really worked nice. I carry this with me every day. The thing I like about it, it runs on a single AAA battery. I run an N loop in there, and this thing lasts for months on just a single nickel metal hydride battery. Been using this every day for over 6 years, but now it sort of clicks on. Every once in a while you can get it to click, like right there. There, I got it on, but the switch is starting to act up. I just recharged the battery. I even tried just a regular alkaline, no difference. So apparently it's the switch, which is in this end. Top part here is meant to screw off, and that's where light is, but the switch is down in the bottom here. You need to get this off. There's apparently threads right here, but they used a thread locking compound. So what I did, I measured the diameter here. This is 9/16 of an inch, or 14 millimeters. So to make a little tool, I have a couple of scraps of some cut off aluminum, and I just applied some masking tape to both sides for a little bit of a space, and then I clamped these up and drilled a 9/16 hole through there. Took the tape off, and now it makes a slight pinch fit there. There's flats on the side of this center part. You can see right there one, they have the logo, and then this top part actually has hex flats on it, but the bottom is just knurled, so there's no way to grab that easily. So anyway, if you clamp that in my little jig there, now I can take a wrench and get on the flats on the side of the case. Yeah, there we go. You have to grab the bottom tight enough so you can break the thread locker free. And there you can see some of the thread locking compound. Yep, right there. Take my battery out. And now supposedly this whole thing can come apart farther. Let's see, there's a little copper washer there. Yeah, so one thing I did was I found there was a lot of debris packed in around this switch. In fact, there's a little bit left right there. So this thing was completely packed down here. Oh, okay, this whole thing here is the switch. And then you just have the rubber dome down there. So that's just the rubber dome. So there's like a little plastic washer in there. It must be like an insulating washer. So I found a post on the Candle Power Forums website on fixing one of these. And apparently the way it works is this metal housing here sits inside of the flashlight body, and that's the negative contact, and this switch then just switches the negative side of the battery to make contact with the body of the flashlight. So this switch is sitting inside of this metal piece. You can see on the side there's a little metal piece there and one right over there. There's like two tabs that contact the inside of this piece. Let the switch contact go from this spring here in the center and then come out here. So essentially all the switch does is short the spring to this piece, which in turn is touching the metal body of the flashlight, which then goes up to the light bulb that's on the other end. Yeah, you can just press down on the switch contact there. Yeah, the post on the Candle Power Forum said he had I think it was a .45 caliber shell casing that he used to press this into. Oh, there we go. Maybe I'm getting it. Yeah, there we go. I did get it out. So yeah, there's the metal housing. The poster on the Candle Power Forums had a problem that his battery had leaked and had corroded these two metal pieces away. So I don't think that's my problem. I think my problem is the switch contacts are probably oxidized or pitted inside. Yeah, so I have my ohm meter up there on continuity, and I have the probe in the spring there. Like if I contact that side, nothing. Like there, the switch is making contact, but there, yeah, it just doesn't want to make contact. Every once in a while it does. Anyway, let me take a look at that, see if I can figure out how to get in here, and then I'll come back and we can take a look at it. Yeah, so I think I got the flashlight working again. It seems to click on and off. In my case, I didn't have any corrosion or anything like the candle power forum thread. I'll try to insert a photo from that post that shows the switch disassembled. I didn't want to take the chance of tearing mine apart. The guy that took his apart said he broke a bit of the switch taking it apart. So what I used instead was I got some electronics contact cleaner here and used the straw end to fit down in the spring, and then I clicked the switch several times while I sprayed the cleaner in there until you could hear the sound of the switch change as it filled up with cleaner. And then I kept actuating the switch a couple dozen times, and then tried to blow this out and then let it sit out in the sun to evaporate the cleaner. And then I found it was kind of sticky. I was having trouble getting the switch to release. It would click in, but it wouldn't click back out. So I took some silicone spray lubricant and stuck the straw down the middle of the spring and repeated with a few shots of that stuff until I heard the sound change. It goes from a very sharp click to kind of a muffled click when it's full of the lubricant. And again, I let that dry out in the sun for a couple hours. Then I found the switch, it was better, but it wasn't perfect. So I just went ahead and assembled it. And there seems to be kind of a magic spot there. Not quite. Yeah, you have to kind of play around with it to find the magic twist to get it to work. And anyway, I just kept playing with the switch with the rubber bit on there and kept clicking it. I probably had to click it like 50 times, and then all of a sudden it started working. They have the driver for the LED up here. This has an active driver because you've got like a 1.2 volt battery, and the LED in here needs 3 volts or so to operate. And this switch here is strictly on and off. If you push it in, it's on. If you push it in again, it clicks off. And if you're clicked in and then you just do quick presses, when you press that in, the switch opens, but it doesn't release. So you just have those light presses like that, and that changes the 3 settings on the brightness. So there's the normal, the dim, and then the turbo mode, I guess they call it. They must have like a capacitor up in the driver circuit, and then it must hold power to the little circuit board in here. So you click it on, the circuit board wakes up because it's got power, or it's got the negative connection through the switch. And then if you momentarily break that connection, the controller on there must detect that break in power, and then it switches modes. But yeah, looks like it's working again, so there we go. I'll put a link to that Candle Power Forums thread in the video description. It's got a really good breakdown on tearing this completely apart. So I went as far as taking the switch out just so I could get some cleaner and some silicone spray in there, and I figure that's good enough. If it gets any worse, I'll try taking it apart. Didn't really want to risk completely breaking it if I didn't do it the right way, and that seems like it's cleared it up. It clicks through all the modes, and so now my light's working again.